Hello and welcome. This is the first video I've made for wood turning, and the first one of trying to look into a camera, so apologies if it doesn't quite work well. I've been trying to get into wood turning for probably 18 months. In that time I've built a banjo by hand. I'll include some photographs of that at some point. But I really wanted to get wood turning. I've only got an 8 foot by 6 foot shed, so I decided that I would set to and make something of it, which is what I've done. I've been watching an awful lot of wood turners on YouTube, notably Mike Waldt, who is fantastic. I love his stuff, and he's taught me so much over the time I've been watching him. So I decided I would do something. So the first day I turned a little piece, just with a bit of scrap wood, just practicing coves and various shapes and using different tools. I'm still rubbish with the skew, but we'll get there. And then I did a little more. One of the things I didn't have, I'd made a drawer, and I didn't have a handle for that. And I was searching all over for a handle, and I just thought, what are you doing? Turn one. So that's what I did. So I'll show you that in a moment. So I turned myself a little pine handle, which worked quite well. And then I decided I would do something a little more drastic and give it a go. And I've been watching Mike's video on turning a small box. Well, I had some wood in the log store, which hadn't been used. It had been chopped off a tree. It's going to be one of three things. It's either going to be cherry, apple or pear. I have no idea which one it is. I've still that to come. So I'll show you that, and I'll show you where I've got to with the box. I've actually done quite a bit. I didn't want to video anything of me doing it initially. I may do on the next one, but I don't have anything to support the camera with at the moment. I'm using my phone. So that's basically where we're at. I'll turn the camera around and show you what I've done so far. So as promised, here's the drawer that I made, and there's the handle that I turned. It may be a very small thing, but it was huge to me to create that ball and base on the lathe. It was the very first thing I'd turned that was going to be useful, that was going to do something. And really very pleased with that. So here's the piece of wood that I used, or a similar piece to this. It's about the same size as the one I used, and that gives you a close-up of the end grain, if anybody can help me to work out which wood it is. I say I know it's one of the three. And so basically I cut the bits of branches off it, centered it up, put it between centres on the lathe, and cut a dovetail tenon either end, and took it to round, and then fitted my chuck, and did the lid first, and then I did the body, and I did make one or two mistakes along the way, but I've managed to get away with it. And this is basically the box as it stands at the moment. It's still to be parted off fully, but this is all sanded now. That's all down to 400 grit at the moment. The lid is quite a nice fit, and that's the inside of the lid. You can see there's an inclusion there in the lid, and it goes unfortunately all the way through, but that's life when you use a piece of log. You can never be quite sure what's in it, but I'm very pleased with that and the fit of it, and that's inside the box itself. Now, one of the mistakes I made was cutting the tenon off here. So whilst I can now finish this, and I can do the inside of the main box here, I'm going to have to do the inside of the top by hand, which is unfortunate, and then I shall part it here. So that's the box. I'm very pleased with it, actually. The lids are just a nice push fit, and all that's gone on really well, so very pleased with that. There's my chisels, which are Sorby's, Robert Sorby's, and we're getting there little bit by little bit. So thanks very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.